once upon a time, in the mid-1920s to be exact, between Isle of Man and England, stood a fictional island called Sodor. This land of make-believe is well known for one thing: talking trains. There was this little engine called Edward. He lived in a shed with the other engines. They were all bigger than Edward and boasted about it.
The driver won't choose you again. He wants strong, big engines, like us.
Edward hadn't been out for a long time, and he began to feel sad. Just then, his driver and fireman came along to start work. They looked at Edward and said,
"Hello there, Edward. What's the matter?" "Oh, you feeling a bit sad?" "Oh, well, we can't have that, can we? Tell you what, would you like to come out today?"
"Oh yes, please," said Edward. So the fireman lit the fire and made a nice lot of steam. Then the driver pulled the lever and Edward began to move. He then blew his whistle and off he went to find some coaches. "Now just look at me now, look at me now." The other engines were very cross for being left behind.
Bugger.
At last, he arrived in a shouting yard, and there stood the coaches.
"Oh, please be careful, Edward. Don't bump and bang us like the other engines do. One of them even ripped my coupling clean off last week."
"Don't worry, my dears. I got it." He came up to the coaches very, very gently. The coaches were very, very pleased. As the shouter fastened the coupling, they began to praise him.
"Oh, thank you, Edward. Oh, that was most kind. We are glad you're taking us out today."
Then they went to the station to attend the passengers.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Getting quickly, please. We don't want to be late.
So the people got in quickly, and Edward waited happily for the guard to blow his whistle and wave his green flag. It'll be just like old times. Everyone waited and waited, and there was no whistle and no green flag. Edward was getting anxious. Where's the guard?
Have you seen the guard?"
Tommy? No.
Have you seen the guard?
Yes. Last night.
Where the bloomin' heck is the guard?
Edward began to get cross himself. Are we ever going to start? Just then, a little boy shouted,
"There he comes."
and there was the guard running down the streets with his flags in one hand and a sandwich in the other. "Hello, Edward. Long time no see." "Hello, Tommy. It's good to see you too."
Oh, finally.
Late again. Mind waking up earlier from now on, if you please.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Here we go. Here we go.
Despite the bad beginning, everyone had a happy day. All the children ran to wave as Edward went past. He met old friends at all the stations. His driver was very pleased with him.
I am so pleased with you, Edward.
He worked so hard, in fact, that his crew and the director himself promised to not forget about him and take him out more often. "I'm going out again tomorrow," Edward told to the other engines that night. Just what do you think of that?
Well, I think... Oh.
But he didn't hear what they thought, for he was so tired and happy that he fell asleep at once.
Shit.